How important is leadership to an organization? If an organization has a set, clear path and guidelines, is that enough to achieve its mission statement? If an organization is large enough and full of loyal and dedicated employees, will it prosper? What is the glue that holds a $250 million company together? These are some of the questions that the legal community asked when the last remaining employees shut down their computers, turned off the lights, closed the doors, and walked out of the Heaney Blaikie offices across the country for the last time on February 28th of 2014. Heaney Blaikie was a national law firm with 9 offices spread between Vancouver and Quebec City. They experimented with offices in Los Angeles, California, and Paris, France. This firm was once one of Canada's top 10 largest law firms. At its height, they employed over 500 lawyers and 1,000 support staff. This was a place that 2 former prime ministers set up office after they left political offices. So what happened? How could a firm this size cease to exist? In my book Breakdown, I record the 40-year history that the firm that shocked the legal and business community across Canada, North America, and beyond. The guiding principles that drove Heaney Blaikie through its history were as old as the firm itself. From the early days, the partners were fast to tell you that they were different than other law firms. Problems were dealt with face-to-face. There would be no stabbing in the back. Heaney Blaikie was founded on the idea that we should foster a culture of entrepreneurship, respect, and fun. We didn't have wordy partnership agreements. We had decisions, handshakes, loyalty, above all, respect for one another. We operated with an idea in mind that if we looked after the people in the company and created an environment where they enjoyed coming to work, that the bottom line would look after itself. For decades, we worked at creating this environment. It gave us the glue to hold this organization together. The inventory of a law firm walks out at night at 6 p.m., and you have to hope that it will return the next morning. We believe that it was important to give them a reason to return the next day. We believe that our followers were necessary and a vital part of our organization. We could not succeed without them. An organization needs a leader. The message the leader delivers, the way they say it, the way all of it is taken into consideration, judged, and analyzed. A good leader walks the halls, knows the people by name, and pays attention to the details that affect them and their job. A good leader doesn't just listen, they also act in a manage and consider and decision making and a course of action to be taken. So what needed to be done differently? What went wrong? Lawyers tend to think they're the best at everything, even better than the people that are hired to do their jobs, that have trained skills. A professional service firm, like a law firm, is often run by people with no managing skills or training. A leader has to take chances. If their decisions work 75% of the time, then they are doing pretty good. When a series of failures happen at the same time, their leadership can be called into question. Heaney Blaikie made a change in leadership at a time when the economy took a turn. The firm needed a strong, forward-thinking leader, but they didn't have a leader that could change the course they were on. The transition of power that took place was inadequate. What other $250 million company runs without a chief operating officer that has extensive business and management skills? Despite a strong, loyal core of Heaney Blaikie founders themselves in the middle of a perfect storm, and unfortunately, they were unable to keep enough people on board to keep out of the storm. There was no financial crisis. There was simply a breakdown of trust, respect, and cut to the core. There was no clear voice of leadership at the time. when they needed it most. The landscape of the legal community was shifting. Blakey needed a different leadership approach to recover the efforts and prevent failures, and a course of action for the future. They didn't have it. On February 28th of 2014, the last remaining inventory left the firm and they didn't return the next morning.